You serve as chief legal analyst for CNN and provided some really insightful analysis on the prosecutions of Trump, and there are a few now. We're not 1 year away from the 2024 election. Do you think Trump will face any consequences before Election Day? And is there any chance he ends up convicted and even sentenced before then?
Well, I hadn't noticed. Has Trump been in some legal trouble? Let me think now. Yes, there's a number of things that he is battling. And I think part of the consequences are already happening. I would challenge anyone to say that at least four prosecutions or litigations is something short of at least the beginnings of consequences. If we define consequences as in part accountability, there is some reckoning that is already beginning through by virtue of there having been prosecutions, investigations. Now, that is not the end of the story at all. And the fact finders, whether it be the juries in these cases or a judge in other cases, he certainly has an uphill battle, as any defendant does when the weight of the government is against them. It's not a political persecution, as he suggests, to have to acknowledge that there is a weight of the resources of a government against an individual litigant or defendant. But certainly, I've written about this a great deal in my book, Just Pursuit, that there is a weight when your name's on the other side of United States versus, or this jurisdiction versus. And so he has an uphill battle, even in light of a presumption of innocence. I do think that voters are going to have to make judgment calls about what weight they would like to carry into the future years. And the primaries will be the first indication of that, and the general, of course, the second. But I'm most intrigued by the cases that are happening right now in places like Colorado, where there are questions as to whether voters will even have a chance to have and see his name on the ballot, in light of Colorado, for example, saying that the 14th Amendment disqualifies his ability to be on the ballot based on what they have defined as an insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. And so there are a number of hurdles to overcome before the final answer of whether he'll face the ultimate consequences will be answered. But I hope the voters are paying attention, and I hope to make the decision that's right for them and their own futures.